Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to another episode of the most offensive podcast ever. I'm Slimmy V, and today we're going to be talking about the hypocrisy of the left. They act like they want illegals to come in here, but they don't. They got pissed and upset with 50 migrants that Ron DeSantis sent to Martha's Vineyard. They got pissed for 50, not thinking about the hundreds that come in by the day to places such as Texas or possibly Florida, right? Thousands since January. Okay, so let's listen to this, and I mean, it's really unbelievable. It is really showing how hypocritical these Democrat politicians are. They act like they want them until they don't. But let's really get into this and check it out.
Yes, it was. Speaking of, Martha's Vineyard has been at the forefront of the news all weekend after a group of about 50 migrants were flown to the sanctuary destination from Florida. Now, hashtag Martha's Vineyard racist was trending over the weekend after nearly 50 Venezuelan migrants were relocated to the joint base in Cape Cod, in the state of Massachusetts. Also plans to activate 125 National Guard members to help handle the asylum seekers' needs. Rachel Self, a Boston immigration attorney, blasted Florida Governor DeSantis for sending the migrants to the elite enclave in the first place. Let's watch.
They were told there was a surprise present for them and that there would be jobs and housing awaiting for them when they arrived. This was obviously a sadistic lie. Not only did those responsible for this stunt know that there was no housing and no employment awaiting the migrants, they also very intentionally chose not to call ahead to any single office authority on Martha's Vineyard so that even the most basic human needs arrangements could be made. Ensuring that no help awaited the migrants at all was the entire point.
The CBP reported nearly 240,000 encounters along the southwest border in May, which is a 2% increase from April, and almost 2 million encounters this year alone. However, when asked about housing for the 50 Venezuelans in Martha's Vineyard, this is how one resident answered.
The difficult challenges are we have, at some point in time, they have to move from here to somewhere else, right? We don't have the services to take care of 50 immigrants, and we certainly don't have housing. We're in a housing crisis as we are on this island, and so we can't house everyone here that lives here and works here. We don't have housing for 50 more people.
Which I think is, the very...
Okay, see, that actually... That's a problem, because these Democrat states, they claim to be sanctuary cities. But they say, okay, we don't have the resources, we don't have the jobs, we don't have this, we don't have that, we can't have them here. And within 48 hours, they bust them someplace else. I mean... And I'm going to admit this, right? This is petty on the side of Ron DeSantis. But guess what? I am here for the pettiness, right? Because this is actually showing who these Democrats are. It's showing who they are. We already know how Republicans and conservatives, right? I can't really group them together, but let's just say the right. We already know how they feel about illegal immigration. They're like, yo, we just want people coming in the right way. We can't have everyone coming in here because, we need to keep count as to who's coming in so we could properly serve them, like with jobs, food, accommodate them, right? Make space for them. Okay? But these Democrats, they pretend they don't understand what the right means when they say this type of stuff. They say, oh, you are racist, you are bigot, you don't like brown people, you don't like black people, you hate them. Oh, this is hate. We need to be the party of love, the party of acceptance, you know. But meanwhile, you know, the 2 days later, you know, they're like transporting these migrants in Martha's Vineyard. Okay, everyone who is somebody, okay, lives in Martha's Vineyard. Okay, they are rich. There's like hotels there that they could have housed them in. But no, they bust them out. Right? Now, it would have looked good on the Democrat side, right, if they had received those migrants and say, yo, all right, yo, you know what? You were sent here by Ron DeSantis. We're going to take care of you. Okay, yo, we got a couple of hotels we're going to put you in. Then the conservatives would have egg on their face. And the story would go away. But this was basically a smart move by Ron DeSantis by doing what he did, as petty as it was. Not something I would want to do, because these are people's lives we're playing politics with, you know what I'm saying? But again, it's kind of like someone at your job, right, always eating your food. So you're like saying, yo, I wonder who's eating my food or whatever. So you put a couple laxatives in there, and then you, let me see who's eating that. And you find out who's eating that. Not sure if this is a good analogy, but at least you find out who that person is. Basically, that's the gist of this analogy. You see who that person is because they're going to run to the bathroom and crap all over the place, right? So in this same, we're finding out who they are, okay? Let's get to the next video real quick, right? And let's see what's going on here.
A feud between Republican governors and Democrat-led cities over immigration is escalating to an all-new level. Dozens of migrants from Texas are being taken to shelters after being dropped off outside Vice President Kamala Harris's house in D.C. Now, Massachusetts lawmakers are also slamming Florida Governor Ron DeSantis for flying migrants to Martha's Vineyard. NBC News reporter Gary Grumbach joins us now. He's in Washington today. So, Gary, I want to start with a tweet that we just got from the Texas governor, Greg Abbott, here. We'll put it up on the screen. This morning, 2 Texas buses of migrants arrived at the Naval Observatory in D.C., the vice president's residence. VP Harris claims our border is secure and denies the crisis. We're sending migrants to her backyard to call on the Biden administration to do its job and secure the border. So, Gary, first off here, what's being done with these migrants that have now been shipped to that area, and what's the White House saying at this point?
Yeah, Aaron, as you mentioned, Washington, D.C. is not new to migrants being bussed into the city. It's something that's been happening from the governor of Texas since April. So they've got systems and plans in place for when this happens. D.C. government has stood up an Office of Migrant Services. There's church groups and volunteer organizations that help these migrants get food, water, shelter, and help them plan for the future. But that's not what happened today, because those volunteers were ready downtown. Everyone was caught off surprise when the buses stopped here in far northwest D.C. Aaron, you know D.C. well. This is a very residential area, and it's where the vice president lives. So for about a half an hour, it was some bewildered Secret Service agents and 101 men, women, and children that were just sitting here, and the White House press secretary is not happy about that. Take a listen.
The fact that Fox News and not the Department of Homeland Security, the city, or local NGOs were alerted about a plan to leave migrants, including children, on the side of a busy D.C. street makes clear that this is just a cruel, premeditated political stunt.
And Aaron, as you said, Governor Abbott admitted that he's doing this because of Vice President Kamala Harris's interview with Chuck Todd on Meet the Press this Sunday, where she said that she believes the border is secure.
Look, these Democrats are getting egg on their face. On 60 Minutes, VP Harris had said that the border was secured, and that it would have been better had Trump done his job during the 4 years? Like, why haven't he secured the borders when Trump was trying to do that but really did not get backings from the Democrats? Okay, so that was really highly stupid of VP Harris to say something like that. So Governor Abbott says, oh, okay, since you think it's secure, here are some of these migrants, and then bus them to her residence. You know, look, it's sad that these people, these migrants, okay, have to get in the middle of this. It is really sad. But the honest truth is, we really can't do anything for them. It's tough. We don't have the resources, okay? And if we did, then VP Harris would open up her doors. Biden would open up his doors. All these Democrats would open up their homes and allow them to come in and take a few of them in. But they're not doing that. They're not leading by example. They should be able to do that. Everyone that believes that we should allow illegals to come in, and see, that's the problem. It's illegals that the Republicans have an issue with, not legal. Okay, illegal. Them just coming over just like that, right? Meanwhile, you got people in line trying to get residency, you know? But this is the hypocrisy that we're talking about. They don't want them either. They were like, oh, we're caught by surprise. We didn't know they were coming. Well, how do you think these people that's at the border fields, when they like coming in by the hundreds, they're caught by surprise too? And y'all not doing anything about that. Y'all not securing the borders. Y'all want to stop Trump from securing the borders. Y'all want to call him a racist, a xenophobe. That don't make sense. But now you're caught off guard, you know? All right, man. I got another one to show you, real quick. Let me let's check this one out.
Nearly 50 migrants arrived in Martha's Vineyard, Massachusetts on Wednesday after Florida Governor Ron DeSantis paid for their flight to get there. This morning, Texas Governor Greg Abbott sent roughly 100 migrants to the front steps of Vice President Harris's Naval Observatory. Let's get into it. At around 3:15 on Wednesday, Governor DeSantis flew 2 planes full of migrants from San Antonio, Texas, over to Martha's Vineyard, making a few stops along the way. It has not yet been confirmed where the migrants were coming from. Jeff Freeman, the director of the Martha's Vineyard Airport, told ABC News that no one on the island was informed about the arriving flights, and that no one really knew about it until after the fact. But there were prearranged vans waiting for the migrants at the airport. Massachusetts State Representative Dylan Fernandez, whose district includes Martha's Vineyard, tweeted that the island came together, providing meals and beds to support the migrants. Armando Torres Garcia is down at the border right now and can give us a little more context on why this is happening and what it could mean as we inch closer to the midterms. Armando?
Hey, Ella, yes, it's different efforts by different governors to make a political statement, but to also ease the strain on their border communities. Governor Ducey busing migrants to D.C., Governor Abbott to D.C., New York City, and Chicago. Advocates all the while say that they're just using migrants as pawns in their political agenda. But here at the Rio Grande, the stakes could not be higher. Migrants are increasingly losing their lives trying to cross into the United States. But this river right here, it's a...
That's because these Democrats, when they came into power, when Biden came into power, when VP Harris came into power, and the Biden administration was alive, right? They basically told these illegals from across the border, we're in charge, come on in. And now they worried about, oh, they crossing, they dying, and they're losing their lives, and sex trafficking. And now they want to name all of that. But y'all call them over. You see the stupidity in this? This is like the dumbest thing ever. If you really cared about these migrants or these illegals, then you would like go to where they at, bring them food, take care of them wherever they are, you would kind of provide and make their home or their place of living more sanctuary. They don't want to do that. But instead you want to bring them in here to kind of overflow, like, the ballots, having them vote for you. You know what I'm saying? But, man, let's listen to another one. Last one.
Now to the latest twist in that battle brewing over President Biden's immigration policies. Today, dozens of migrants who were flown to Martha's Vineyard by Florida's Republican governor were on the move again. Emily Ikeda has the latest.
After a chaotic 48 hours, the nearly 50 Venezuelan migrants flown to Martha's Vineyard by Florida's governor are back on the road, being moved to a military base off the island. But not before tearful goodbyes to the volunteers who rushed to help when they unexpectedly touched down Wednesday. I'm thankful for the support, for the good people here. They've given us phones, food, shelter, 23-year-old Rafael says, telling us he crossed through 7 countries to flee violence in Venezuela. It's really difficult. I'm scared to return to my country, he added. The migrants were given the choice to go to the military base, according to Massachusetts governor. He says the base is better equipped for safe, temporary accommodation. Florida's Governor Ron DeSantis sent the migrants to the wealthy, largely Democratic enclave, joining a growing list of Republican governors protesting President Biden's immigration policies, which they say have sparked the record 2 million illegal border crossings this year. DeSantis argues it's unfair to southern states that don't have the resources to handle it.
This is a massive policy failure by the president. This is a massive and intentional policy that is causing huge amount of damage all across the country.
But Democrats are blasting the move as inhumane and a political stunt, calling for a federal investigation because many of the migrants say they did not know they were being sent here.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel.
It is a travesty, yes, to put these poor people who are fleeing devastation in the middle of this, to be used as political pawns. I don't agree with that whole, the Democrats and Republicans using these migrants in this way. But the Democrats, like, they're basically lying. Because if that's the case, these Republicans are now saying, yo, dude, if you want them, you're allowing them to come in, then create a sanctuary city within your state. Open your doors and have them, because up to 2 million since this year, and we have a homeless crisis going on. It's worse than what I can even mention, but I don't know, I'm a little bit speechless because I want to say the right thing, but I just don't know how to say it. All I know is they are hypocrites. We already know where the conservatives stand when it comes to immigration. They want people coming in the legal way, not the illegal way, the right way. You want to have the resources, you want to prepare them, they stand in line, you do all of this. Yes, I know people are fleeing violence, turmoil, destruction, terrorists, you name it, hunger, joblessness. I totally get it, famine. Yes, I totally get it. America is the home of the brave, the home of opportunity, a place where you come to make something out of yourself. I totally get that. I'm a son of an immigrant. My parents did what they had to do to come in the right way. Right? And I know my family, they did what they had to do. But there's got to be a balance. We got to stop the imperialism. We got to stop the destruction of overseas. We got to stop making, first of all, you imperialize other countries. You make it conducive in a way where there's turmoil, destruction, and terrorism, to the point where now these people want to leave that country where they were born and raised in to come over to us because U.S. is occupying. Remember what Trump said? Trump said that he wanted to remove troops from other countries. Now, I don't know. I'm not a historian, right? But I do know that U.S. have stakes in imperializing, or invading other places and putting military bases there. And who knows what happens, right? We don't know what's going on, right? But I got to look deep into that to find out why are these people coming here, okay? But look, it's a sad situation, and I hope things get better. But I just wanted to point out to you the hypocrisy of what's going on with the Republicans, okay? I love all people, but there's a right way to do certain things. Doing things the right way will provide us the opportunity and the time to have beds ready, space in the hospital, food, clothes, jobs, right? So we want to prepare, but if we got millions coming in and we don't have enough resources to support the millions that's coming in, you are really like stirring the pot to create a disaster. And I'm going to leave it right there. Just think about what I said. Please hit that like button. Hit the share button. I wish I could have gone live on this, but because I just wanted to talk and chat with y'all, have you guys on the chat, and I could chat back. But it is what it is. But hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, share, and comment on this video. Hit that bell so you could get notified whenever I drop one of these videos. Okay, I'm Slimmy V, and this is the most offensive podcast ever. God bless, stress less, and let Yahweh do the rest. I'm out. Peace.